And welcome to round two. We are fresh off our round one win against Mono Red, and so we're going to run the deck back, and we're playing against Pierre Core. No idea what he is playing, but I have seen that he has made a replay of this game as well, and I've watched from his perspective, so I've already done a lot of analysis of this match, so it's pretty interesting to see, I think. So this will maybe be fun so he can see from our perspective what's going on. So this hand seems pretty good. He has turn 1 Abundant Growth. That makes me think he's an Ethereal Armor based deck. So we get to play a tap land instead of the Shieldmate. We want to play Shieldmate on this Skyguard if possible. And he plays the Shieldmate, so yep. So we get turn 2 Sungrace Pegasus. We've drawn a couple of 3-drops. And we would like to hit a third land and then probably not have a need to draw another land for a long time. But we just keep drawing 3-drops, which are like the worst possible draw steps. But Sungrace Pegasus holds back his attack and lets us attack. So now he plays Glade Cover Scout Divine Favor. That's slightly annoying. So now he can attack into us and we can't block very well. Deadweight is okay, but we don't have Devour Flesh or Celestial Flare mains, so might as well just play our flyer out and attack for 2, and he's going to attack us back for a few. Yeah, Ethereal Armor, holy shit, Aqua. 6-8 is pretty huge, so trying to race that is going to be rough unless we can also draw Ethereal Armor, and all I need to draw is actually a freaking land because I have Heliod's Program in my hand. So maybe 18 lands is just not quite enough for this deck. So here I play the Eternal Thirst, thinking that I should deadweight the 1/2 next turn so I can get another additional counter on my guy, but he just plays another Ethereal Armor. It's just like, yep. Now I remember why nobody liked the format with Heliod's Program Ethereal Armor, because it's just like impossible to deal with, and I just can't draw land. So in this spot I pretty much have to chump block, so I think I should attack with both my guys, deadweight his guy, see if that resolves. First off, it does. Gets my guy a little bit bigger, hit with everybody, and then play the chump block with Nyxborn Shieldmate. And I figure if he has like a God's Willing type card, well, all of his auras would fall off. So, that's pretty brutal. So I would have been dead this turn if he just didn't play Avacyn's Pilgrim. Or no, I guess he would have put me to 1 and he would have trampled over, but instead he's allowing me to chump and stay at a huge life. I guess he doesn't care how much life I'm at because it's still lethal with trample now too. So I finally hit my third land on turn 7 when I had 2 in my opening hand, so bricked for 6 turns. That's probably about right when you're only running, when your outs were 16 outs over 50, 2 cards. So not really much I can do here except play a guy, attack, so I can gain 5 more life, but he can probably make his guy bigger too. Yeah, now that he has Hopeful Eidolon. If he didn't have Hopeful Eidolon, I mean, I am attacking for 6, but yeah, if he didn't have Hopeful Eidolon, I would have just taken 16, gone to 4, and then I would have attacked for lethal. But here, there's no point in blocking. So if I could deal him 25, if I could go like untap land, which I do, take the Odds Program into Ethereal Armor, it's still only 8, it's still only 9 damage. And I'm pretty much dead once he gives this guy trample. So pretty clear that I want the Edict effects and and I like the Shrivels against him too, since he shows the Pilgrim. And I would like to just draw. I mean, I picked 18 lands with this deck because I don't think it really needs more than 3 or 4 lands in an entire game. It really just doesn't. But we want more land than that. We're just a little bit earlier. So we're going to be on the play for game 2. Yeah, look at this. 3 land hand. We also brought in the Beckon Apparition because I assumed with the deck with mono, or as an Ethereal Armor, you'd want to run Auramancer as well. And I remember Beckon Apparition being pretty good at getting in the way of that. So we're off to the races already. Alright, he plays a 1/1. Guess I'll slam my Sungrace Pegasus, which bricks his attack. So the next turn we play a tap land, attack with Sungrace Pegasus, play a second one, drawing a Flare, which is pretty sweet. So I'd be a little scared if he played a Duress type card, but he is going to play a Pilgrim searching for armor. We don't mind that at all. So here I'm all about not believing Flare Up. I just want to erase him. Totally fine with that. He plays the armor, it's fine. Eternal Thirst, little lifelink. Pumps his armor up. He should have attacked with the 1/2 because he sure as heck is not blocking, and I'm not blocking it. I guess what he's worried about is me blocking and then Devour Fleshing his guy. Draw Shrivel, not the best right now, but I get to crash in for 5. And I think I play a Font. No. I run out Auramancer for no value. Basically because I wanted to trade and die. And then when I play Font, I'll get it back anyway. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so here he's just like making his guy huge. I take the damage. It's fine. Basically, I want the 2/2 in play to hold off his 1/2 and his 1/1 from attacking, which is going to allow my Celestial Flare to get him. So I still get him for 5, gain 2 life, play the Font, and still have Celestial Flare open. So here, he rethinks his position, and he makes a really good play. By putting Hopeful Idol on there and attacking, he plays around Celestial Flare. So I can't really block. I take 11, go to 9, and then I kind of rethink my position now. So draw a tap land, doesn't really do much here. But so this attack should signal something to him, but my plan here is the same plan that I had before. I just need to hold back a blocker. And so even if he attacks with his 2/3 lifelink, I want to be able to block it and then post-combat Celestial Flare his guy. So Shieldmate isn't going to do anything. If I had targeted removal, it would be good. But, I mean, if I had like Reeve Soul or something, it would be good. But if I had an instant, I would have played it in response. So this play is just really easy for me to make. I can chump block, so I don't take lethal. I can block and trade the 3/1. So first strike, my guy dies, he gets bigger. Second strike or normal combat, my guy dies, but so does his. Now he only has 1 attacking creature in the post combat damage step, so I Celestial Flare, and he loses his Glade Cover Scout, 2 Ethereal Armors, and an Eternal Thirst. So that was pretty sick value. I could Beckon Apparition here, but I'd rather him play Auramancer targeting Ethereal Armor and just get the Ethereal Armor, so I am patient. I think this is quite obviously a good spot to Shrivel since it's a 2-for-1. now he only has this 2/3, but he can make whatever he plays hexproof as well, which is minorly annoying. This Undying guy again protects him against Devour Flesh, but I could, if I trade with it or kill it, I can Beckon Apparition it with the Undying trigger on the stack, so it's also something I can do. Here I decide to pop the font since getting back Auramancer is good value even though it's only 2 creatures. I get to play the 3/1 flying and just have 3 flying guys anyway. So he's way ahead in life, but I'm gaining a decent amount of life here too. I play the Auramancer, play the font, pumps my Ethereal Armor a little bit. So I gain 4 life, deal 7. He's dealing 3, gaining 3, so this is favorable math for me as at the current rate. And his creatures are a little weak. So yeah, hexproof creatures are kind of like a little weak because they're 1/1s for 1. Yes, they're kind of like heroic creatures. You have to invest a lot into them before they really do anything. So again, like, I guess I hold back. I don't know why. Oh, because I'm thinking I can just win with this font. Basically, I can just block and get my guy back. So that's a little annoying. Spectral Flight is a game changer because flying was my superiority. Now it is no longer. So he not only has the biggest creature in play, he has Hexproof Flyer, which is kind of annoying. Attacking here has got to be wrong. So he gains 5, but at the same time, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, he's going to take 8 if I crack back. Shieldmate, in his video, he comments that he thinks I should put it on the Sungrace Pegasus and just keep making it bigger. But it's already going to grow. And then, like, it makes a Crowan Skyguard quite good as well. So I'm more about going wide, and I don't know if he has things like Celestial Flare or target removal spells as well. So I want to diversify my threats, and especially if I draw like a Hopeful Eidolon or Eternal Thirst, or he has Pilgrimite, I want to be able to give my Crowan Skyguard lifelink. He has the greatest potential to get big. So here he draws Commune with the Gods, finding Primal Hunt Beast, which is slightly annoying. So here I'm fine starting to chump because I want to make use of my font. Because I figure I'm going to have to chump with my Auramancer eventually here. And this is perfect. I get the Hopeful Eidolon just like I drew it up on my Crowan Skyguard. So now I have, 2 creatures with lifelink. And I get to crunch for 13. So see, I'm increasing my clock by a ton. And in my life, the roles have reversed pretty quickly here. And I don't know if the point already passed, but there's a point in this game where he thought he could not possibly lose. I think it was right before I Celestial Flare and shriveled him. But you can see how I'm going to basically get some late game value here with this Auramancer. And so I make the Beckon Apparition because I'm convinced he doesn't have Auramancer at this point. And I just want to deal him extra damage and attack. So all my creatures have flying, attacking for a lot. 24 down to 10, so he's down to 14, I'm at 29. He realizes kind of quickly here that he thinks this 4/4 is a good attack. With my Beckon Apparition, I like trading. What this allows me to do is he gets a little bit of a 2-for-1, but I now have 3 creatures to get back with the font. Okay, so I get Auramancer, Daring Skyjack, and Sungrace Pegasus, so I got value. And then I just get to play Auramancer again, get back font. So you can kind of see I'm at the stage in this game where my creatures don't die. I just get to replay everything. Now, the problem is that his creatures is 7/7, flying lifelink, and my creatures aren't that big, but it's really not that hard for me to get a bigger creature. I need any targeted spell, and I can put it on Micro and Skyguard. So here is actually kind of an easy attack. He only has one flying blocker, so if I attack with only flyers, I can Celestial Flare him. And he's super dead. So he goes to 1 because he didn't gain life. And that's game. Game 3. This game's pretty interesting. So he's got 7 minutes, I got 10 minutes on the clock. Alright, so I got both colors, 2 mana, 1 drop, 1 drop, 1 drop, 2 drop, 2 drop. Seems perfect. I will keep. Play his turn 1 Glade Cover Scout, it's a little annoying. I have to play tap land. Second flare is really good. Here, I should probably play a creature, and I do. I play Hopeful Eidolon. My reasoning for playing Hopeful Eidolon over the Nyxborn Shieldmate is that if I draw like an untapped land, I figure I'd rather bestow Shieldmate onto Eidolon, since I can't bestow Eidolon onto Shieldmate as easily because it would cost 4 mana. Alright, but I draw a Skyguard anyway, so now that's my primary target that I would like to put stuff on if possible. So I play my guy, and he has Spectral Flight, which is slightly annoying. So it didn't matter what I played, he was going to fly over me anyway. So at this point, I can either do nothing and hold mana open for Celestial Flare, or I think playing out Suncory's Pegasus is a little better, because they can at least gain some life and deal some damage. He doesn't have lifelink yet, so I would like to empty my hand too, since I don't have more than 2 lands. So he plays the second Spectral Flight, which makes me happy, because he's just investing more and more into one creature. So I'm just going to keep playing Pegasus. Finally hit 3rd land, which is great. So now I can't attack. Or I can, which basically lets them know that I have the flare. But I can only play... What did I do? I guess I don't play anything. I think I should have played an Nyxborn Shieldmate, but it doesn't matter that much. Ethereal Armor's fine. If he had a negate or a dispel right now, I would be super boned. But he's just putting everything on one guy and not playing into flare. If I just had Devour Flesh, he would just be dead. So Pilgrim's a pretty good draw. So I guess I find an armor. Problem is that it means I have to chump block with the flyer, and I only have 2 flyers, or I have to take a lot of damage. So I'm letting him get a free attack in here. So I decided to chump rather than go to 6. Play armor on my guy, and I don't want to attack, because if I attack with my lifelinker, then he can attack with all of his guys, and I can't kill both of his guys, so Flare won't kill his guy, his Blade Cover Scout. So I really need to hit a 4th land so that I can hold up double Flare, or that I can just empty my hand. So here he respects the Flare, but drawing a 3-drop is just the worst, because I can't play it. So instead of discarding, I'll just play these 1 mana 1/2s that basically do nothing. Land, no. So even 2 drops, like, I just can't play them. So I'm just dead to anything. So yeah, this program's a little rough, because now we can put armor on any other creature. Yeah. So he puts it on that, so he has 2 huge freaking threats. So I have to flare, kill the one guy, and then take 13. So now I'm at 5, which is a little rough. Can't draw a 4th land. So I just have mono cards in hand with nothing to do. So the problem with that attack, excuse me, with that attack is that's my only flying blocker, and I have no creatures with lifelink. So we're kind of low on time, trying to play fast, but at the same time, all he needs to do is attack because it's a lethal attack, and I have to chump block. And so I guess I would gain 6 life and go to 17, but I have no significant follow-up attack, so I just kind of have to hope that he like does something weird, and doesn't attack with everything. But he plays Shield Mate, makes this guy X-Proof, and then beats me down. And it's kind of elementary win for him here. So we talk about it a little bit after the match, and I was like, oh shoot, I was like, I forgot your guy's first strike, so I'm dead, even though I have flare, and first strike didn't matter, I just didn't have enough blockers to kill his 1/2. Like if I had first strike, it wouldn't have mattered because he has first strike anyway. So I would have I just needed another flying blocker. So a better play this turn would have been to play the Sungrace Pegasus. I attacked, I gained some life up to 11. I played Pegasus. He would attack here. I would chump, and then hopefully I'd have another chance to draw a land. And I could chump with a Crone Skyguard, would probably even be better. And then just keep attacking back in the air, and just these things are all being bricked on the ground, and then hope to hit something relevant. But either way, my misplay was trying to leave open flare in a situation when I should not have, because I didn't have the right blocking formation to be able to deal with it, and I couldn't attack, but I didn't want to chump with this guy, so I needed to chump with something else. So watching now is kind of easy to see that, but in the moment, I also remember I was late for I think like a date, so I had some people, had some ladies to meet up with, just one lady, and did not want to be late, but I was already starting to run late, so that definitely influenced my mind a little bit too. But a little side note, just something that I thought was interesting that happened after this match is that I'm doing these videos after the whole league is over, and I'll post them after the league is over. But Pure Core was live streaming these and posting videos to their website right away, so anybody and everybody can see what deck he's playing. And the rule with leagues is you're allowed to switch decks between rounds. So if you know people know what you're playing, then you're allowing them to metagame against you if they want to take that risk, and if you want to take that risk of playing the same deck. So round 3 he plays against someone who's been following his videos and plays just like this green-white Ray of Revelation, Keening Apparition, Celestial Flare type deck, and just brutalizes them. And there's discussion about the ethical, moral dilemmas. Is it, it's kind of like in team draft, are you allowed to pre-sideboard against your opponents? It's like, yeah, you know what they're playing. If someone says Plummet's not a main deck card in Limited, but you go, well, nobody on our team is playing blue or white, and you guys must have all the flyers, hence Plummet's going to have more than the average number of targets, hence I'll main deck it. It's the same way. You know who your opponent is. There's a highly likelihood that you're going to play Hexproof again because you won with it before, and it looks to be a very powerful deck. So I would just say it's on you, man. There's zero room to complain about getting metagamed. That's a percent likelihood that you have to anticipate. And quite frankly, like, just if you would have played literally any other deck, you probably would have crushed them because you would have next leveled them, which is sick. And nobody forces you to make this content and make it live and make a new video every week. I agree that it is more relevant and more fun to watch that way. But that's just like, people are ghosting you. You gotta play into the meta a little bit there. So that's relevant for me just because I didn't know my round 1 opponent was going to play mono red, but because I had seen them play so much in the past mono red, I just assumed they would, and it turned out that I was correct. It wasn't like this white black Auras deck is going to be unplayable against other decks. I just knew, compared to the other decks that I built, that this one in particular had a better matchup, I think, because of all the lifelink and some of the early removal and some of the just ways to interact. So yep, well, this is my first loss, so now we are 1-1, and as such, I will now retire this deck. I will bring it back if I feel necessary, or maybe if I know I'm playing against a mono red opponent again, maybe I'll bring it back. But despite having black and white being the best colors against Hexproof because of the Devour Flesh and Celestial Flare, and the Keening Apparition, like, I just didn't draw very many sideboard cards. I drew a few Celestial Flares, and that's about it. I guess I drew a Shrivel too. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. So 1-1 going into round 3. Thanks for watching.